August 16, 1896. Three men find gold in a frozen creek. Within months, 100,000 people head north. But here's what they don't know. They're not just climbing mountains. They're walking into hell frozen over. 70,000 never make it. Those who do, most go broke. A few strike it rich. But everyone pays the price. This isn't the California Gold Rush. This is colder, deadlier, more brutal. Welcome to the Klondike. August 16, 1896. Yukon Territory, Canada. George Carmack and two Tagish men, Skookum Jim and Dawson Charlie, find gold in Rabbit Creek, later renamed Bonanza Creek. And the name fits. They find gold everywhere. In the water, in the rocks, in the dirt. Nuggets the size of walnuts. But here's the thing about the Yukon. It's 1896. No phones, no telegraph lines. The nearest city is thousands of miles away. Word travels slowly. By dog sled, by boat, by rumor. July 1897. Nearly a year later, two ships arrive in Seattle and San Francisco, carrying miners. And gold. Tons of it. Newspaper headlines montage. Gold! 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 A ton of gold from the Klondike! The newspapers explode. But here's what they don't mention. The journey to get that gold almost killed everyone who tried. The Klondike isn't California. It's near the Arctic Circle. Winters drop to 60 below zero. Summer lasts 3 months. The rest is frozen darkness. But none of that matters. Because in 1897, America is in a depression. Banks are failing. Jobs are scarce. People are desperate. And desperate people do desperate things. Seattle, San Francisco, 1897. Tens of thousands rush to the docks. Teachers, lawyers, shopkeepers, farmers. Even the mayor of Seattle quits his job to go north. But getting to the Klondike requires 3 impossible steps. Step 1. Get to Alaska. 1,000 miles by ship through treacherous waters. Storms sink boats. People drown. But that's the easy part. Step 2. Cross the coast mountains. And here's where it gets brutal. 2 routes. Both nightmares. The Chilkoot Pass. 33 miles of hell. The final climb. 1. 500 steps carved into solid ice. 45-degree angle. Each person must carry 2,000 pounds of supplies. Canadian law. No exceptions. Why 2,000 pounds? Because the Canadian government knows something. Nothing grows in the Yukon winter. Bring everything or die. So they climb. And climb. And climb. 40 trips up and down the mountain, carrying 50 pounds at a time. Some take 3 months just to get their supplies over. April 3rd, 1898. An avalanche hits the Chilkoot Trail, buries over 100 people alive. They don't find all the bodies until spring, but the survivors keep climbing. Step 3. Build a boat and sail 500 miles down the Yukon River. In freezing water, through rapids, past ice floes. Hundreds of boats capsize. People drown in sight of the goldfields. And those who make it? They arrive in Dawson City, a tent city of 40,000 in the middle of nowhere. But here's the cruel twist. By the time they arrive, all the good claims are taken. Every creek, every stream, every inch of ground. Staked by the miners who found gold a year earlier. They traveled thousands of miles. Risked everything. Lost friends. For nothing. Winter in Dawson City. 40,000 people trapped. The river freezes. No boats in or out until spring. Food runs out. Scurvy spreads. Teeth fall out. Bodies weaken. Men die in their tents, but some adapt. Meet Belinda Mulrooney. She doesn't mine for gold. She builds hotels, charges $5 for a bed, $10 for a meal. That's $150 and $300 today. In 2 years, she becomes one of the richest people in the Yukon. Transition. Meet Alex McDonald. He doesn't dig either. He buys claims from desperate miners, pays pennies on the dollar, becomes known as the King of the Klondike. And here's the pattern you've seen before. Pause for effect. The people who get rich aren't the ones digging. They're the ones selling. Selling supplies. Selling food. Selling hope. But some miners do strike it rich. Tom Lippy finds $1.5 million in gold. That's $50 million today. Clarence Berry arrives broke. Leaves with $3 million. Building tension. But for every success story, there are hundreds of failures. Men who spent their life savings, destroyed their health, abandoned their families. All for nothing. Transition. By 1899, it's over. News breaks. Gold discovered in Nome, Alaska. Dawson City empties overnight. 40,000 people vanish, chasing the next dream, the next impossible fortune. Pause. Dawson City becomes a ghost town. Buildings rot. Streets empty. The Klondike Gold Rush ends as quickly as it began. Final dramatic pause. But here's what it leaves behind. The Klondike Gold Rush lasts 3 years. But its impact echoes forever. Transition. It opens the north. Alaska becomes valuable. Roads get built. Towns get founded. The wilderness becomes civilization. But here's the deeper truth. The Klondike represents something we all understand. The gamble. 100,000 people risk everything. 70,000 turn back or die trying. 30,000 make it to the goldfields. Only a few hundred strike it rich, but they all share one thing: the courage to try. The willingness to risk everything for a dream. We see it today. Entrepreneurs who quit stable jobs to start companies. Investors who bet everything on an idea. Artists who chase impossible dreams. Most fail. Some succeed. But everyone who tries changes. The Klondike teaches us. Fortune favors the bold, but wisdom favors the prepared. The real treasure isn't what you find in the ground. It's what you discover about yourself. When everything's at stake, when the odds are impossible, when giving up is easier than going on, that's when you find out who you really are. The Klondike Gold Rush. Where 100,000 went north and only 30,000 survived the journey. Where fortunes were made and lost, where dreams froze in the Arctic cold. Here's my question for you. Would you have gone? Would you risk everything for a chance at gold? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more stories of fortune and folly, hit that subscribe button. Because next week, we're uncovering a gold rush even crazier than the Klondike, the Australian Gold Rush, where prisoners became millionaires. And a 72-pound gold nugget changed everything. The stories will blow your mind. See you in the next video.